Welcome back to D&J React, where music sparks conversation every day. In today's conversation, it's the 7-year curse. Why do K-pop groups disband after 7 years? That's the answer that we're going to find out today.
Maybe because it's the end of their contract?
I don't know. It's kind of weird how the 7-year curse goes into marriage too.
Yeah,
I've heard that a lot. I think my mom told me that back in the day. And there's like
7-year itch.
7-year itch. That's what it's called. Yeah. My mom was talking about that before. Yeah. But my mom beat it. She's been married, I think, 15 years now or something. 14 years now. Yeah. So she beat it.
She did good.
All right, guys. Let's jump in and see what they got.
Sistar, 21, Miss A, FX. These are just some of the names that fell victim to K-pop's infamous 7-year curse.
Whoa.
What exactly is the 7-year curse? Well, in K-pop there's a myth, or rather a pattern, that most K-pop groups, especially girl groups, will only stay together for a period of 7 years, and no more. And after the 7 years, disbandment. The list expands exponentially if you go by the broader definition of the 7-year curse, which is that a group will only stay together with the original number of members for 7 years. After the 7 years, a member will either leave on their own accord or get kicked out. Kara, Wonder Girls, Monsta X, iKON, EXO, even the legendary girl group Girls' Generation didn't make it 7 years without losing Jessica. But why does this happen? What is it about 7 years that makes K-pop groups fall victim to disbandment?
Is the number 7 cursed? Do they need to make a human sacrifice to stay together?
Maybe K-pop idols are aliens and they get called back to the mothership after 7 years.
I mean, they had to have signed a deal with the devil, right? I mean, how could you be that talented and that attractive?
Well, it's actually quite simple, really. There's nothing magical or supernatural about the number 7 at all. The standard length of an idol's contract is 7 years. This is because of South Korea's Fair Trade Commission rule that says that K-pop contracts may not exceed 7 years. And after 7 years, members either choose to stay together, leave and go solo, or leave the K-pop industry altogether. And that's basically all there is to it. It's 2021, and there are a number of groups that will hit their 7th year this year. They will then be up for contract renegotiation and possibly disbandment. With their whole relationship with JYP imploding before our eyes, the most obvious candidate is GOT7. With their contract expiring by the end of January, GOT7 has left JYP, making them another group to fall victim to the 7-year curse. However, the first domino of the 7th year groups has already fallen. Gugudan, the 9-member group from Jellyfish Entertainment, announced their disbandment on December 30th, 2020. And on December 31st, 2020, the group finished their last and final activity. Other groups hitting their 7th year are Laboom, Sonamu, Lovelyz, Very Good, and YG's Winner. But aside from GOT7, the biggest names on the list are Mamamoo and Red Velvet.
There's so many of them. I had no idea there was that many other bands.
Oh my God, there's
we need
so
to
many.
Write some of those names down, check them out, see what they're about.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
Well, if they disbanded, I mean, there's not much new stuff.
Nothing new, but it'd be interesting to see what they were doing right before, because they're disbanding now, so it's this year.
Over the course of the last 20 years, there's got to be thousands of bands that have popped up and dropped off. It's got to be insane number.
All the members of Mamamoo having successful solo careers and the recent Red Velvet stylist controversy, fans are unsure if either group will be re-signing with their companies. So why does this happen? Why is it so hard for groups to stay together as a whole group past 7 years? The simple answer?
Money!
Many members choose to go solo partway into their career as a group. And if an idol is successful in that solo career, staying as a group is less enticing. You get a lot more money when you don't have to split it with 8 other girls. The same goes with idols who start a successful modeling or acting career. When you're making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a year starring in dramas and movies, why would you go back to making pennies in a group and then having to split it with 8 other girls? Another reason is the same reason why million-dollar NBA players switch teams, why blockbuster movie actors decide to act in one movie over another. The same reason why normal Joes who work 9-to-5 jobs switch companies. Someone offered more money somewhere else. When another entertainment company offers more money, this causes the idol to leave their company and in turn leave their group. But these same opportunities are available to boy group members as well. How come they're much less affected by the 7-year curse than girl groups are? The answer, once again, is money. The truth of the matter is that boy groups on average make more money than girl groups. It's unfair, I know, it's really unfair, but that just happens to be the sad reality of the situation. For girl groups, getting 100,000 sales on an album is a huge achievement, but for boy groups, 100,000 is the average. More sales means more merch sales, more concert sales, which means more money. Unless you're a big name like Twice, Blackpink.
Well, I mean, think about the demographic of who's buying this type of music. It's going to be women.
Yeah.
So women are primarily looking at boy groups over female groups, I would imagine.
Yeah, and too, like a lot of like the newer girl groups, they're kind of like risque. Like they don't wear a lot of clothes, and it's more of like just like I've said before, factory music. It's not. It just all sounds like
Nothing
the
very original.
same stuff, and like. You know, they're wearing like tiny little shorts, and like girls, unless you're like into girls as a girl, like it's not really like.
No, they're gonna be going for the boy groups.
Right.
They want the cute guys and the love songs and stuff like that sung to them.
Well, I'm sure the guys too, like he said, they make more money, but also like in reality, dudes are less drama. You know, when they're together, they're not as dramatic. There's not as much like things that make dudes mad as much as like probably 8 girls, having conflicting opinions and living together. It's probably a little bit more hostile.
I would imagine.
So after 7 years, you probably want to punch each other in the face. Whereas like dudes are just like straight up, they'll tell you like, you look like shit, dude. Like don't go out like that.
Exactly.
If you said that, if the girl said that to another girl, it'd be like a cat fight. So it's a little easier for guys to work together because they can be straight up with each other. Girls have to kind of tiptoe around each other to say their point,
Exactly. But like what they're saying is regarding the pay gap there, I think that's the reason there's a pay gap is that it's primarily a women's market. The women are the one listening to the music.
Right.
So they're not necessarily listening to the female bands. They're listening to the male bands and buying their products and merchandise and all the albums.
No, it makes sense. It does.
For girls' generation, girl groups will peak in popularity and sales in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th year. After that, sales tend to drop. However, if you look at boy groups, a lot of them have been alive way past a decade. Super Junior just hit 15 years.
Damn.
TVXQ has been around for 18 years.
Damn.
Jinhwa is going on their 23rd year.
Damn.
So looking at this from the view of an entertainment company, why are you going to spend resources and money on a 7-year-old girl group when you can just debut a younger, fresher girl group that will make the company more money? Lee Tae-kwang, a global communication professor at Kyunghee University, stated, "Once the group hits a certain age, its popularity tends to wane. This is especially the case for girl groups as many became popular because of their cute, young, and innocent image. But once the girl matured, that image is hard to maintain and they are replaced by younger groups. Although this is..."
So they're basically saying like the girls' value is going down, the guys is going up. The guys get older, they get better looking and stuff, and the girls get older, they don't become as great looking and not as young and youthful, and like they just said right there.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too. They were saying the image of the girls group is more innocent when they're younger. Appeals to more people. As they get older, I'm guessing, they're getting more mature and they're wanting to break away from that innocent image and have a more adult theme.
So it's kind of a turnover.
Yeah.
Just bring the new people in, new girls in. Yeah. That makes sense.
Is not true for many die-hard fans who love their idols because of their history and their personality. When it comes to the general public, a lot of fans are, unfortunately, very, very shallow when it comes to their idols' appearances. And it's natural. As people age, they lose the image they once had when they were 16 or 17-year-old rookies. Another point, it could be as simple as sometimes members just don't get along. Living with 4 to 12 girls, 24 hours.
Can we go back to that image?
It's him. It's the speaker that's speaking.
No, but I'm saying that was 17.
He's
and
joking,
then he was
bro. He's joking. It's the guy that's narrating this whole entire video. He just put a gray beard on himself in Photoshop. It's not actually like...
okay. I was going to say, damn, 25, he looks like 55. I was like, damn, that's rough.
He's just messing with people.
A hard life.
4 hours a day, 7 days a week for 7 years. Sometimes people just don't vibe with each other. Have you ever had a college roommate or sibling that you couldn't get along with?
I want a roommate meeting. I want it now.
Maybe they were bad at doing dishes, cleaning the room, or had a personality trait that annoyed you. Maybe they were a bully, or maybe they constantly caused drama in the household. There are literally millions of reasons why you wouldn't want to live with someone. It would be impossible to list them all. living in a dorm with 8 or 11 girls probably wouldn't be that different. We're all human beings and with different personalities and habits. Some people we get along with, some people we don't. It's as simple as that. And sometimes you just have a management company that is just incredibly incompetent. They don't know what they're doing, and sometimes their business moves just are mind-boggling. The biggest examples are the big three. And by big three, I mean TS, MLD, and of course, the king himself, Pledis. This could be a whole video by itself, but for now, I'll just say, rest in peace, Kristen. And the last point why groups don't stay together after 7 years, some idols simply get tired of the K-pop life. Life as an idol is tough. From training 3 to 10 years, the strict dietary and beauty standards, the busy schedule, the constant pressure and lack of privacy from the media. And if you're a smaller group, once again, the money isn't that enticing. In fact, a lot of girls are stuck in debt even after their career as an idol.
Crazy,
so what
bro.
do you guys think? Why do groups disband when 7 years hit? Is it because of the money? Because of chemistry? What can you do as fans to keep supporting your favorites so that they stay together past 7 years? Let me know down below in the comments. And remember, it's us against the sunrise. So shine a light all through the night.
I think another thing too with these are factory made bands. They're like grabbing random people, putting them together to make music. Whereas, at least for me, like the bands that I was in, I was friends with these people. These are people that I knew, that I was friends with for years. We kind of like really clicked together and supported each other, and then we played music. So it would be easier for that type of group to stick together and last, kind of like BTS. I mean, they were brought together, but they were all friends. They lived together. They were like brothers.
Yeah.
And that's why they're lasting so long, instead of these like factory groups, which are just tossed together, make some music, here you go, next group.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really cohesive. They're not together as friends.
It's wild what he said there at the end, where they were like, even after, you know, they disband, you know, after 3 to 10 years, they're still broke. Or they're in debt. I'm like, bro, can you imagine doing all that work and coming out with negative?
But you have to remember, these companies are fronting the money for these band members to do what they do. So they're in debt to the company to pay back.
And they never made the money back.
No.
Or they did, and then they just splurge and spend,
They
and
spent too much.
they don't know finances very well.
Right.
So, yeah, that makes sense. But damn, 7-year curse, huh? Looks like BTS and SB19 hasn't been out for 7 years, I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think they've been out that
the
long.
exact date they started.
Yeah, but BTS has freaking killed it. I mean, those guys
they
are
beat
legends
it.
in the space. But good stuff, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification for more. Jump over to Patreon. We're giving 7 days away for free. All exclusive content over there. You get everything 2 days early, ad-free. You'll never see a commercial on any of our videos. And we're giving 15% discount up front for the whole year. So go check that out. Link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.